Live. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Please, let's give another 10 minutes while waiting for others to join the call. You are welcome.
There's been participant. Why is it for? Why can't you start this program with for? Za ka nema kaya ka sa ko kuwa?
Ako no lu rồi. Là vì anh này là khi mình người ăn đi. Ano usione wa mbeleni amshilo no ni meeting na or shilo ni meeting na iwe ashinola
and embracing to your baby and the other children. Send your videos or photos to Southern Kids Facebook or lckids at southern.com.cn in order to let me know more about you. Please do not forget to introduce yourself. Hello, Southern Phone. You could not only watch Super Baby, but also enjoy lots of amazing cartoons. What are you waiting for, superstar? Baby show.
Violet.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Please confirm you can hear me.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone on the call. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
worries, sir.
Just waiting for that confirmation to know you can hear me. Thank you for honoring the call.
Keep
And
quiet.
we are very
Don't
sorry
disturb me.
for keeping you
I'm working
waiting.
here.
I guess this is more about Nigerian factor. We've been trying to see that we have more people on the call before we start. We will just start now. I just spoke with Professor Edokun. He's also joining us now. And
Here already, you may not know I'm the one.
okay,
but I'm
you are
here.
here. Oh, Prof, you're
I will
welcome.
log out
Okay.
and use my
So-
accounts to log in.
Oh,
I will
that's
log
great.
out again and then use my own personal account to log in.
Oh, that's great.
I'm the
You're
one
welcome.
using Samuel Abe.
Oh, great. Okay, so what we do now is to start with the national anthem.
Uncle, Tutu.
Thank you. So let's have the block song.
Hey, no, it's
Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love in our eyes. May now your love sweep this nation. Cause us, oh Lord, to arise.
Give us a fresh understanding of brotherly love that is real.
Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love in our eyes. May now your love sweep this nation. Cause us, oh Lord, to arise. Give us a fresh understanding of brotherly love that is real. Let there be love shared among us. Let there be love.
Thank you all. So once again, I welcome everyone to this August event. The leader in absentia and other council members. Professor Gundokun, the chairman, Certified National Accountant Group of Joint Minds International, you are recognized.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we don't know if there are other VIPs on the call, but we appreciate
this guy.
that to come in, you can drop your name and information on the chat box so that we can recognize those on the call. I can see Adetayola Dotun, Kazim Ogunleye, Nuru Aruna, Ogunleye Temitope Daniel, Ejem Shegun Ishola. Yeah, we recognize you all, Emperor Timone. Yeah, just to say thank you for Usuaku Chioma Obodo. We also thank you for coming early. I know others will join us soon to join via the other social media platform. Like we have this thing going on the YouTube. We also have it going on our Facebook platform. So I know some other people too want to, probably because of some other engagement, use those platforms to so you are all welcome. Having said that, the lead doyen is not around now, but as soon as he comes in, or the chairman family support system board, I'll have them introduced so that we can have the remarks from them. So without further ado, I want to call on Empress Moro KG Aromire to give us a citation for the, do I call him a guest now because it's like the chairman here, and luckily doubles as the one that we are having interactive session with. Going to give us a brief citation on Professor Oyedokun. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Hi. Please, can you hear me, please? Good morning.
Empress Aromire, over to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can the house hear me, please? Okay.
Yes, louder.
Okay, let me continue. Thank you. My name is Moronkeji Aromire. I'll be giving a citation from Professor Yedokun. Prof is a well-known face anyway, so I will still be doing and observing the protocol. Professor Yedokun is a multi-talented and multidisciplinary scholar practitioner of good repute with over 20 years of experience. He's a public policy analyst, author, and international speaker who is currently a professor of accounting and finance development at the Lake City University, Ibadan, Nigeria. He's a visiting and adjunct professor at many universities, both in Nigeria and overseas. Professor Yedokun is a sought-after intellectual who had presented many technical seminar papers at various levels, conferences, training seminars, and is an examiner to some professional bodies, both in Nigeria and abroad. He has attended several local and international conferences in the last 20 years, including, but not limited to, the programs at the Lagos Business School, Lagos, Nigeria, Joseph Business School, Chicago, USA University, Dallas, Texas, USA Greenwich University, London, University of Bristol, England, University of Johannesburg, South Africa, University of Kenya, Nairobi, among others. Professor Yedokun is a sought-after intellectual who had presented various technical seminar papers at conferences, training seminars, and is an examiner to some professional bodies, both in Nigeria and abroad. He has authored over 50 professional articles, 22 conference papers, 15 chapter contributions, and 171 peer-reviewed academic articles. He has edited 10 books and published 20 books to the glory of God. He has successfully supervised 121 BSc projects, 7 PGD projects, 35 MSc dissertations, and 11 completed PhD theses in management, accounting, finance, taxation, and forensic accounting, and audit in Nigeria and overseas. He has assessed several candidate theses for master's and PhD, both in private and public university in Nigeria and abroad. He has also been privileged to have assessed scholars for the position of associate professor and professor in private and public universities in Nigeria. Professor Edokun is the founder of OGE Group and the principal partner at Edokun Godwin Emmanuel & Co., a firm of chartered accountants, tax practitioners, and forensic auditors. He is an erudite contemporary international professor, a consumerate educationist, and a human capital development expert who has taught in all levels of education. Is currently a governing council member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, Business Recovery and Insolvency Practitioners of Nigeria, BRPAN, Global President of the Association of Forensic Accounting Researcher, ALPHA, the Chairman, Ilupeju Bagada and District Society of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, both member of Joint Minds International and Chairman, Certified National Accountants Group of JHN, among others. Professor Edokun is happily married with children. You're welcome on board, Professor. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you so much for the time you have taken to read my citation. That's the only benefit I have with all my qualifications, so I enjoyed listening to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helen Press. That was a good one. I'm sorry, the network was a great one. And looking at your profile, I wonder if, I want to be like you when I grow up. Congrats. I noticed you had your convocation yesterday. You are now a lawyer. That's another.
Wow.
Congrats. I bow.
Thank you so much. We are together.
Okay, so once again, everyone, we welcome you all. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. It's about time that we go into the business of today so that we manage our time. We have listened to the citation of Professor Edokun, who is also the chairman of the Certified National Accountant Group. And co-moderating with me is Ellen Press Moronkeji Arumire. She's based in Scotland. And together we'll be doing justice to the issues that we have today. The topic, like you must have heard, is talking about the drive towards the cashless economy. I'm going to be explaining the pros and cons, rather, of the cashless economy. And I need to say this, for Joint Minds International, we give an opportunity for our members and of course the general public to have platforms and opportunities to give their own talks or input when it comes to national discourse, public discourse of a nature like this. And of course, JM is known to be committed to academic, social, and professional, adding our quota to national development. And you agree with me that the topic we are looking at today is like a controversial one. And I'm going to give you instances. For, I think like 2 or 3 days ago, I was listening to a radio program and it was a newspaper review. Mm-hmm. Somebody just called in along the line. It was like, you people are not really talking about the main thing. He was talking passionately this cash withdrawal policy, and he also talk about it. he was so passionate about it, meaning that there are a lot of people, in that category. And of course, we've read about our lawmakers trying to manage the CBN governor, about this same issue. We've also had in this country, and when you look at all these instances, in fact, there are one of them is where we have Mayor Isaac Brown, engaging him, and I think the last one, a station in Djibouti, Super 96.3 FM, engaging. So from okay, can you hear me now?
So mute yourself, Mr. Shegun.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, I think it's the network. So from all that I've said, you agree with me that is an issue that is very, very. See from one of our flyers, questions begging for answers. Why do we have this war against cash? Are they having interest? How can we manage the situation? Those of us on problem, we also have one or two questions to ask in respect of this policy. So this is how we are going to run, Prof, with some of the questions that we have here. I'll attempt to answer those questions if you have. And for those watching us on the sharing platform, we can get how those questions get and have our own interactive session with him. So after that, okay, sorry, Nigerian factor, you can see, basically I've been struggling with network issue here. So can you hear me again? Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes,
we can hear.
Oh, great. Okay, so like I was saying, if you have questions, let's have them on the chat box. We'll pick them from there. For those watching us online that has been shared, with us, let me try and share that again. I'm not even sure if that is what is showing me offline, but this is the number again for those of you that may want to send questions via the WhatsApp. 08025019925. So without Prof, once again, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm with you. We will see what we can do to ensure that it's an engaging something. And I'm sorry that we couldn't join on time. I just left another radio station to discuss the same matter since 8 o'clock. So I was just rushing from that.
Oh, okay. So before
for this. So in any case, if in the process of discussion, network of any of us disappoints, let another set of people start discussing so that we don't have Abdul Salam should also mute himself. Abdul Salam, please, if you are not talking, just mute yourself so that we don't have issue. Then someone should help us mute people as soon as they are disturbing. Okay. So I'm ready. I think we can do this within the next 30-40 minutes.
Oh, that's so without wasting our time, what I have displayed is the drawer policy. I don't need to read them out. We all have all this. So while we are looking at that, I move to the first question, Prof. So I Moronkeji will be engaging you. And from my own experience coming out of banking and of course as a stakeholder, I can confirm to you that we started this cashless Nigeria project since the year 2012. And this is a decade after. We are still on the issue of cashless policy. This happened to be part of the Nigerian Vision 2020 goal for Nigeria to be among the top 20 economies. But here we are still talking about moving to a cashless economy, or is it a near January? It used to be 150,000 naira withdrawal daily limits for individuals and 1 million for corporate bodies. But that same year, by June, it was watered down to 500,000 to 3 million respectively. Now we are talking of 20,000 naira daily. So I want fans on this call and those watching us online. What do we mean when we talk about cashless economy? Is it a cause or a blessing for us? This cashless economy, is it a drive in the right direction? And I'm going to also ask whether it's just about reduction of cash or total elimination of cash.
Okay, I think we should start the discussion. Hello.
Is this a very good parting gift from us as Nigerians to Buhari administration? Okay, go ahead, sir. Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. Permit me to recognize some of my bosses on call. I have Alhaji Bisiri, who happen to be my vice at ICANN in Lupeju. I have my secretary here also, Mr. Samuel Abe. I'm seeing Sasha Mishola and then Dr. Titi for WorkCon and a host of others. Thank you for joining. We are one big family, and the best thing to do for ourselves is to continue to explain, even when we know you know it. Let's explain to ourselves, and not only to be going outside to be discussing with people, we should also entrench this within ourselves, such that when you go out, you can be agent of change and source of information to our colleagues. So if GMI, whether it be from ANAN, CITN, ACCA, ICANN, let's just be one. And this our knowledge will show people that we are not just a group, but we are a formidable group that can change the society. When anything of this nature, in terms of a new thing comes up, I give it to some of my senior colleagues, like Titi for Workon. They are always there to quickly, within overnight, check what is it all about, because people will start calling for information as if we are the one that gave this policy out. Okay, so that's why some of us always want to sit down. Whenever one policy is out, we quickly go through, check our brain and see possible thing we be able to narrate. This issue of cashless policy started in year 2012. I'm not good at history. That's why I'm not an art student, but I want to believe that time, this is how people started shouting, it cannot possible, it won't be possible. But you agree with me that as of today, we have even forgotten that there were some limits to our financial transaction and nothing is happening. When the ATM started reducing the limit to when you want to withdraw at a go 10,000 naira, some people were shouting, but now we are used to it. And when the issue of ATM also started, where somebody will just carry plastic gun to your head and they say, go to your ATM and start withdrawing. You could see that at a go, you can withdraw everything in your accounts, and you start crying. Or somebody got your ATM card and navigate through your PIN and decide debiting your account every day. We start shouting because of the duties of bank to care and customer bankers relationship, as we were taught in the banking arena. All those accumulating to what some people can rest on today as basis upon which they are introducing some things. Whether good or bad that we have, we should not see things the way ordinary people in the market will see it. We are supposed to be better in it. We look at the pros and cons, challenges and opportunity in such. Okay, now let's start with Naira redesign. Some of us are saying they just painted it with arrow, yellow, and blue. No problem. But we should not be talking the way ordinary men we talk on the street. Yes, we are all product of fashion. We love things that look good. But what is money itself? Money is just that thing that money can buy. That's my own crude definition. So if money is what money can buy, what is your problem with the color that money carries? I'm not so, but in my old, and this record is saying we have such money. Okay, so such money is in circulation according to the record. So if such money is being counted as part of money in the circulation, then we are in trouble. What about the one they've kept in septic tank and all this? What happened to them? We'll still say they are part of money we have. Okay, so these and many more did not give us true picture of what we call or what we have as money. Okay, so the redesign has pushed a lot of people back to the market to start bringing such money out, which is that there's no policy of government that will benefit from cheating government. Such people will not benefiting from whether one side or the other. I'm on my own. I work for my money and I borrow when I don't have. So I'm not bothered about whether this cashless policy will now make some people have issue, especially those that are stealing money or they have a lot of money in their tank. So we should not be bothered about that. As to withdrawal limits, how will it affect? Of course, it will affect you and I. But my analysis still remains the fact that on this call, except for, I'm not sure my money is up to 400. I want us to do calculation, and the man that is using Techno, please help us. The man with Techno Spark. Are you there? Am I seeing in the house? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes,
Am I seeing in the house?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can somebody hear me? Because
We can
hear you.
Okay, so sorry, I just noticed that everybody's picture is freezing and I don't want to be talking to myself. Okay, so can somebody divide 300,000 by 20,000? I want the answer. You know, this is an interactive session.
That's 15.
What do you call it?
15 days.
15.
So, which means my salary per month is 300,000. And if I want to spend money per day, I cannot spend more than 15,000 because that's my salary unless I'm stealing money. Okay. So what is now my problem with 20,000 per day withdrawal limit? Did anybody get that analogy? And you and I know that some of us don't even collect 300,000 per month. Yeah. Some are super collecting 3 million, no problem. But if I'm not collecting up to all in the market, are you saying my mom can afford 20,000 per day? I want us to look at that very well. So That is my response to that question, that we should allow system to work while we continue to advise government on what to
Prof, sir.
do in order to ensure that the system is strong, and go through them, sir.
Prof, sir.
Moderators. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I can come in, if this is interactive, whether I can drop some things here, whether we can look at it.
Yes, you can come in, but yes, you can chip in something.
Or maybe we should wait till after the papers while we ask questions.
Go ahead and talk to make it interactive, no problem, sir.
Okay, I think one of my discussion with people is not about the daily withdrawal of a thing, because I think that we'll be looking at salary earners alone. Most people are looking at people that have to do with trading. Most of them will go to markets to buy things and all that, and you know they will buy those things not in a day or daily activities. They go there every fortnight or every week to buy things, the market women and all that. Now, yes, you can say they're not earning 20K per day, but if you look at their turnover, the issue of profit is different. But if you look at their turnover, what they are selling and all that, they are like, how do I do it? As the government put in place enough machinery to say people that sell in the market accept the technology of transferring or using POS and all that. I think that's the main challenge people are facing now. With it's not about the salary earners alone, but about people that sell markets, people that go to market to buy, people that go to farm to buy from local farmers, because those people, they don't have much facility to issue of ATM. They believe in cash. Our orientation, this policy is good, but our orientation of our old people at the village hasn't changed to that level to say, I should accept this as a transfer. I should accept this through the POS or through any technology means. They believe in cash, and I think for them to change that orientation on time, it takes time. That's what people are complaining about. I don't know whether you can talk about that, sir. Thank you. Hello.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you can hear you. Prof, over to you.
Alaji, I've met this kind of question before, and I want to just explain to you. I am not talking. I've lived in a village without electricity. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Hello.
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you.
Is anybody hearing me?
We can hear you, Prof.
Okay, so sorry about this.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I think the network is.
Today we'll be having this everywhere. Okay, so I'm in the village. My living in the village is not only. Wow.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Please, if you are not getting me, let me know on time so that we can switch. And then whenever the internet failed, please, you can call Dr. Titi Falcon to continue with me here, so she understands what we are discussing and she can fill in the gap. So what I'm saying is that even in the village, we have come to realize that it is not as bad as you think they are in the village. It's not that kind of thing. It's not that bad in the village. It's not that bad. I have people in the village and whenever I want to give them money, and when I give them money, they get it. So don't let us trivialize it. And when you talk about those people, sorry, I'm trying to use another. Hello. Okay, fine. Sorry, I'm trying to set up another system in case this one is giving me
Can hear
trouble.
you.
So what I'm saying in essence is that we send money to people in the village and they get it. Government is not saying don't sell, don't buy to any extent. It's saying the use of cash. Now, when you go to Kokama, people there can also do transfer. Do you know that people used to boggle their houses and they also do not like keeping cash again?
I think the network is fluctuating. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
If before Profs comes back, if we look at even what is going on now, when you get to the market, and in some of these market will say you do a transfer, confirm, they will also want to get the alert before they are sure of whether that transaction has taken place. I think the key thing is for this inclusiveness and for you to move from paying cash and the risk of having to carry huge sums of cash to having it in your bank real time, online real time, as you engage in that transaction. So that is actually the objective. So it's more for enlightenment of our market women, enlightenment of our traders on how to go about this. I know it comes with its own bottleneck, it comes with its own challenges, because we have things like decline transaction if you are using card. For those who are using POS, you have things around maybe network, the credit is not, the amount is not going for those who wants to do a transfer right there in the market, and you're actually pressed for time. For every initiative, they always have their own bottleneck, they have their own challenges, but a step in the right direction, it's not too bad. And the more we start the step now, the better for us. Years back, we were very agitated about e-banking and everything, but I bet it with you, quite a lot of us now are used to the e-banking platform, and even the ease of using short code, the ease of using our phones to do the transfer. There's nothing that does not have the risk. The only thing we'll now be talking about is how to prevent the risk of loss of funds through any infringement or theft or things like that. So I'm not sure it will deprive them. It's just a matter of more enlightenment, more education, and support, and for the banks to step up their game. For instance, now I have dispense error, and it's taking me 1 month to resolve it. These people don't have that patience to stay for that long. So we require a rejigging of the banking system to be able to take this forward. Thank you. Chief Bistri, I hope I have been able
Thank
to.
you, Madam Titi.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Thank you,
so
Dr.
much
Titi, for
that.
the intervention. Okay, so
Okay.
thank you for the intervention. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, we can. We can hear you, sir.
Okay, so the addition to it is that we can also agitate and advocate that our interconnectivity should be made stronger. The rural area should be the network such that they can also have access to interconnectivity and sound activity. Those are the things we will also say. And I have said it severally that this policy will be reviewed. I've never worked in CBN. I don't have them as friends, but I know the nature of Nigeria, that this kind of policy is just to test water. They will relax it. Look at 2012, cashless policy. They started from Lagos, and then from there, they moved to other areas in the country. So let's just start putting the trouble together, like Alhaji has pointed out. Now, I'll give you an example of a farmer in which local government can I mention? In Ijebu Ode, very interior. You want to sell things and that thing it's worth 200,000. Why do you want somebody to come and give you cash in that village when somebody can carry gun and come and collect it one day? So all you need to do is that you are transacting in such volume of, so somebody should educate you that there's nothing like cash again. Go to bank nearest to you, open an account, interest-free, what do you call it, COT-free account. Let your customer deposit money into that account, come with the teller to you or evidence of transfer. You call your account officer to confirm whether the money is in the account, then deliver the goods to the person. You too want to send money to somebody. All you need to do is to talk to your account officer. I want to pay so person. How best can I pay? So you will transact without any issue. But if we professionals are the one giving excuses for villagers that are even better than us in terms of finances, I don't think we will go anywhere in that. Over to you, coordinator, so that we can get another question.
Okay, Prof. Thank you so much for that. And Mrs. Walker, thank you, Ma. So we've talked about the cashless policy. We've talked about everything. So can we talk about the benefit to the nation as a whole? What are the benefits? Because to me, when I saw it initially about this in October, I remember I said, this is a scam. This is another scam they are bringing in. But later, as they're putting on policies, as in the latest policy from CBN, I was like, yes, it's like Nigeria, we are trying to get it at a stage. But unfortunately, we have the issue of petrol and many things on ground now that do not really make people to marry both together. I think that is the issue now. There is a high price in petrol and stuff like that. So the cashless policy now, what is the benefit to the government, to the citizens, to organizations, and also what are the advantages that you think or the disadvantages you envisage that can come up in future in this new introduction? Thank you, sir. Hello, Prof.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you are hearing me, I think is raising the hand. Let's give him or her opportunity to recognize the fact that Dr. Olabi is on call. Thank you so much for your chats. I will attend to your issue as well. Aro, please.
Thank you so much, my prof. Am I there?
Okay, yeah, here.
Am I there?
Aro, you can talk now.
So thank you for the, yes, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for the brilliant presentation. Yes. Please, my question, please. The CBN policy is not actually telling us where the effects will be. Is it on BVN or on the accounts? Like now, for example, now I can have 3 accounts. If I have 3 accounts now, in 3 banks, can I withdraw that in addition to that 20,000 or more than that from all the banks? Let's say I'm having 5 banks now, and I need like 40,000 from each. Can I still go on and withdraw from all the banks? Because it's not right. It's not actually stated in the policy. It's not stated in the policy. Because it's only one BVN that we are using for all the banks. So how do we do it? Thank you.
Prof, did you get that? Like, do we now begin to open like 10, 15 accounts in different banks so that we can get more cash? I think Prof is still having a network issue. Dr. Forko, you want to attempt? You're welcome. I'm glad hearing your voice again.
I don't know whether it is the network of where I am.
Okay.
I'm in the Keja area.
Okay, Prof. I
Hello.
think it's the network.
So a network issue, and I'm trying all I could. No. In fact, Dr. Forko.
So did you get the question?
Hello.
Left where I was before. So
Hello.
She could confirm that network here.
Hello, can I come up with the question again?
Okay, so the policy is trying to, I'm saying, one of the things I've heard them saying is that they will consolidate, will be cumulative in nature. And if this is done, they can. It's because of
The network is back.
Well, I think it's from Prof's end.
I'm not sure
Been erratic, and this is exactly what's to do with you can just speak up a bit.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. The question that Mrs. Zaro has raised is a pertinent question. Maybe when Prof comes up, I'm not sure that there's clarity around the withdrawal from one place to the other using BVN, because even when we have this current limit of across the counter, I think I had tried to withdraw from my account, different accounts, different amounts in different banks within the purview of the initial limits that we have. So clarity around whether it's by BVN is what I think I myself will have to go and check. But I know that the current policy that we have, even though it says there's a limit, this 400,000 or 500,000 limits, I've had to do withdrawals in different banks, provided I'm within that limit. So if it follows the same process, it means that people can still get this done. But if the ultimate goal for this cashless policy is for you not to be able to carry cash but transact your business and have only limited cash, then they may want to now come from the angle of BVN, but I'm not sure the policy is so clear as to using BVN as a base, because once they use BVN, it means that across all your accounts, even if you have 10 accounts, you cannot do more than that limit. And I think that would be very stringent on businesses, and it will become difficult to manage at this start period, at the beginning, even though it's something that we can get used to get later, but it will be a very tough one for business traders and things like that. That's my personal view. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Falcon.
Thank you, Dr. Falcon. Yeah, I Prof. Okay, I think he's still trying to, get the system ready. But my own view on that is that for a start, we may not have any issue in terms of you withdrawing from different banks. But as time goes on, if the government is fit, we may likely have a situation whereby all the banks that we have account goes. So I don't know if Prof also have an inkling or insight into that. But I have a high hierarchy also trying to ask questions. Maybe we should allow that. So when Prof comes up, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay.
I'm actually up. I'm listening.
Good morning, all.
Oh,
Good
great.
morning.
Okay, with this issue of this cashless policy, and we have a lot of informal sector in this country. You go to the markets to get maybe stuff, you transfer it. Even with the way the network system is, the person you are doing transfer to, we want to confirm your alert before the person can release this or her stock to you.
Now, in a situation whereby you couldn't get the transfer, you couldn't get your own alert, the owner did not get debit alert, you didn't get your own alert also, and you are trying to call your banker, and they are telling you they are having issue with their own network, and you are in the market. How do you balance this equation? Then secondly,
what is the nature of the purchases you want to make?
Maybe you are in the market, you are buying maybe goods, a lot of things. Okay, somebody that is selling pepper in the market, are you going to do transfer to that person also? When you have already
That is why you have so many channels.
Yes. And the person is maybe the person is
it's not about transfer now.
Accounts. And you have various accounts whereby you can do transfer to. You've received your own, in a situation whereby you have received your own debit alert. And the person you are transferring to want to confirm her own alert before she can release the goods to you.
That is what we are saying, that even as it is now, some people don't even allow, they don't allow transfer. But with your POS, the woman that you are buying from is advised to get POS. And even with it now, POS use GSM network. You see some people have two. And what we are now saying is that our agitation should be that government should work on service provider so that internet connectivity will be okay. So those are the things we should be saying now.
Okay, so how are they going to reduce the excess charges from multiple transactions? Because in each transaction, if you transfer, they debit you. If you receive alert, they debit you. So how are they going to balance up this equation so that it will be to the benefit of the masses?
God bless you. Those are the things we should be saying as professionals, that we want a system where charges on transfer will be minimal because of cashless policy. And if you look at it now, there are some banks now, or there are some payment gateway now that you need not actually serve COT. We have Kuda, we have OPay and the likes. You will see that they are growing. Such platforms are growing. And by the time competition comes, you will realize that people will no longer bank with all those banks that are doing nonsense. So we'll continue to agitate. When this policy is out, you will see that people will force our financial system to work. That's just it. I can feel you, but we will not say because of disadvantage of things we know. Even if you want to fly. Flying,
so, like I was
accidents are that.
Are you sure we are still going to have banks in Nigeria?
Do you understand what I'm saying? There may not be need for it, but don't forget that even if there is no bank, your family, my family will also suffer for it because our family will not have banking system to work with. So it's in and out. When you say charges, if you are selling, you also charge. We are only saying the charges should not be too much than, because banks need to also pay their bills. When you have worked in bank before, you collect money, you collect salary. Where did they pay from? Is it not from interest you generate? But we are not only saying, let them moderate it. Let them moderate it and look elsewhere for their benefits and for their income. But if you are the owner of bank, you also want to pay salary. Why do your children want to work in bank? It's because they believe that they pay better salary. So that's where they get it from. Telecommunication, all of us want to work in Chevron. The cost of staff, they place it on their product as well. It's not for free. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Okay.
Hello.
Prof. Yeah, I was going to ask again, because I really want us to touch on issues that are really of concern to people. And I know that there are experiences from other countries that we can also, take as having, a kind of similarity with Nigeria in terms of population. I think in terms of internet penetration too, we are even, doing better than India, but they are also pushing for a cashless economy. I know some of the people on this call, including you, sir, that just returned from the World Bank, World Congress of Accountants in India. I know my friend, GM Shegun Shola, also while we were in banking, went into India. Beyond what we read in newspapers or online, can you match that experience over there with, how we can manage situation here in terms of the internet connectivity that is erratic, the power supply issue? I really need us to really look at it. And maybe in the next 23 days now, we are really going to go ahead. Please, let's be realistic.
The issue is that we must continue. We cannot say because everything is not working in the system, then we will not continue to live our lives. We will live our lives while we continue to challenge government. Okay? So I've been to India, been to all these places we talk about, but that notwithstanding, we need to understand that when we do that and when we bring on board what they have in developed country, we will definitely get there. It's not as if everything is rosy in India. I've been on the street of India and I can confirm to you that it's as good as Lagos. But they have government that works. They have government that works. And when the government works over there, it enables the system to also work. So it's not as if when we're there was no internet downtime, but it's better than our own. And they are priding themselves with us. I've also been to other countries where you don't need to carry two phones. Why are you carrying two phones? We are carrying two phones because the efficacy of our own internet and telephonic system is not okay. The day we be free from epileptic supply and those charged with regulatory activities of this, our internet, if they do their work very well, definitely we will be out of this. Look at NIMS. They ask us to subscribe to NIM. Still, people are still kidnapping and they are using phone to also do what they want to do on their own. So I'm not in support of the fact that the country is not working. My only problem is that we cannot say because the country is not working, then we will not do anything again in our life. We will continue to do. We will continue to do. So at a point in our life, when some of us were in higher institution before we graduated from college and the likes, there was nothing like phone. We ran our thesis and we defended. So we will not, because of the fact that things are not happening, we will not continue. So let's embrace this and analyze and bring together what we feel that government should do. So we should field government and fill them back with policy adjustments that can work. So if we can honestly appraise the system, we look at it without bias, we look at it and professionally, we will now articulate what we want them to do. As a CNAG, we will have been expected to just highlight these are the possible trouble that this policy will have. This policy will now work. If government can do X, Y, Z, it will be appreciated than recommending for the disbursement or the discontinuation of this policy. So that is my own moderator.
Thank you. Ellen Press, do you have anything over there?
Okay, Prof, thank you so much. You've talked to us about the experience with the international world. And of course, to me, I think the issue we're having in Nigeria is our mindset, basically. Our mindset is what the issue is. When our mindset is right, everything is right. Over here, we are particular, in Nigeria, we are particular about the illiterate, those people that did not go to school, those people in the villages, but in a sincere government that they're trying, because there is no government that is perfect, honestly, that they are trying above average. An illiterate that is selling burger when you go there to buy your burger, we tell you, I don't collect cash. You use your card for payments. And everybody knows that. You queue, you get it done. So you undo that with time we will get there. And to me, because you're part of the top people, that make decision when it comes to finances in Nigeria. What are those things that you can actually pass forward to the government, marrying the international experience to better Nigeria economy? Like I just said now that the burger seller will tell you that I don't collect cash. And where I am virtually, even when you go on transport, you don't pay cash most of the time, you use your card. How can we get there? And because many of these things, all these things that are primary, the government provided. So even if the government comes up with things, they may agitate at first, like we do in Nigeria, but you see their government getting listening here. Okay, they may not provide it 100%, but they will get to a percentage that everybody, okay, the government will win, the citizen will win. As a policymaker, what are those things that you can give to the government to better the lives of the citizen in terms of finances, in terms of economic strength, going by this cashless policy? Thank you, sir.
Okay, I see Dr. Falcon raising a hand and arrow. I think we should allow Falcon to talk first, then arrow them. I will now talk. Dr. Falcon, ma.
Yeah, Prof, I think she was trying to point attention to a question on the chat box. Somebody is asking, what do you think government can do to the 1.4 million mobile and bank agent outside there? We're talking about all these are POS merchants. So
sorry,
you may want to take that as to take other questions. Okay, ma'am, come on.
I wanted to address a question that was beclouded by other contributions and the fluctuation in the internet connectivity. The first question was on benefit to the government of this cashless policy. One thing I want us to know is that with this cashless policy, generation
Recording
of
in
revenue
progress.
by government will be impacted because a lot of people, you can track their transactions and there's audit trail, and so there's no any deception over I have not made any business, I have not done anything, would not be something that be difficult for you to say to any tax authority, especially the state revenue authorities. And apart from that, it would force our people to be somehow accountable. An opportunity for those of us who are on this chat session to know how to help this informal sector that we are really agitating for on this cashless policy. We are accountants. We can now be the ones that will guide them. Otherwise, when this policy becomes at an advanced stage, they may run into challenges with the tax authorities when their financial transactions are being queried and documentation is being required. So we might need to see this as an opportunity for them to have proper accounting for their transactions, differentiating between personal and business and not commingling things together. I think I would come from that angle. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, we can hear you.
Because somebody say my voice is low. Okay. I will come
No, we can't hear you. Your voice is very low.
Yes, we
I don't hear you at all.
It's very low.
Very,
There's
very
even
low.
between
Can't
low
hear at
and you
all.
are not hearing.
Can you now hear?
Very,
Can you
very
hear me
low.
now? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me now?
Still low.
pointed that out before.
Slow.
Maybe you speak up a bit, ma, but we can hear you. We can
Okay,
actually
can you
hear
hear me louder now?
It's better.
Okay, better.
Okay.
So
It's
what
not
I'm
loud
saying
though.
is,
It's 60%.
what I'm saying is that for those
Put it
who
in
are
80%. 80%.
for those who are in the informal sector, with this cashless policy, in terms of the government, there's going to be some level of transparency around their transactions. And so they may need to step up in terms of documentation and understanding what is profit, what is revenue, and what is personal money and trading money. So they don't commingle things together, because they will now be tracked right from the banking system. So they are forced to go into the banking system, so there'll be audit trail over their transactions and their activities. That is one area that may benefit the government, and they need to step up in terms of that. Now, coming to the issue of connectivity that we were saying, one thing is this: we are not there yet in terms of technology, and we need to really step up on that. Otherwise, it will become a disadvantage to all those population that we are all agitating about. This policy has come to stay. Let me be sincere with you. I'm not sure government is going to reverse it. There are a lot of policies government has come up with. They've not reversed it. The only that has happened is that they've been developing and growing on it. And that's what we have to live with. But what we now need to do is, in the midst of all these challenges, what can we do? And I think one of the things we've said is government to step up on technology. Government to step up on this connectivity thing. Now we are still using 3G and 4G. We are having this problem. When people start using 5G, what happens? So a lot of things that we need to now come up with policy direction that government can look at to make this to be a seamless and successful policy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Okom. Okay, Prof, do you still want to add to that?
As a follow-up to that, businesses need now to be more careful, because once you have been captured in the financial system, you no longer have any hidden place. And like doctor said, it's good for the system, because our DGP has been grossly under revealed, and that's why it looks as if Nigeria is not doing better. The amount of money in the green economy is enormous. It's even at times about 80% of what is known to the world. What goes on under economy is about 80% of what the normal sector is generating. So tax authority will now be on you, regulatory authority will now be on you, because once you register your company, once you register your business, you will need to be forcefully disclose some information about you. Naturally, if you want to benefit from this system, you need to also take decision as to how do you want to operate. Do you want to operate in your personal name or in your venture's name? If you operate in your personal name, the withdrawal limit will cut off with you with 20,000, 100,000. But if you are from organization point of view, you benefit in terms of enhanced cash withdrawal limit, which is 500,000, better than the 100,000. So you need to do that. And as you are doing it, you and I, professional on this platform, will be more engaged, because we need to give advice. All this advice that we are giving now is because we are professional. Some certain people will actually call us to come and sit down in their office and do this. So you must understand it. And if your understanding is from negative side, you are not going to be useful to consult in this, because when the organization is calling you to come and help them, but you are saying this government is bad, this policy is bad, then you are not helping the organization that will be calling you to come and help them. So you need to wear positive mind and analyze issue by separating emotion from reality. So from the individual perspective, just learn to cope with the reality. And the reality is that if you are driving on an express and there is a roundabout, your speed limit will be there. You must slow down when you get to roundabout. When you cross the roundabout, you can now start speeding. So it means government policy is in the midst of your road, and you must obey the fact that you must slow down and get around it before you can go. So if you realize that a pillar in your house, you cannot demolish it because you want to pass, you pass around it. That's what we should be thinking as professionals. I want to recognize the presence of my chairman and our FSB in this place, Elder Gbenga Midigi. I don't know whether you have recognized him before when the internet was throwing me out or here and there. Elder Midigi, we'd like you to say something. You are supposed to give us a word before, so I don't think we should be in a hurry to continue without you talking to us.
You're welcome, sir.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The chairman of the JMI CNA group, ESCO members, distinguished members of the Joint International, friends and guests. It's a pleasure to join this call and once again drink from the knowledge and experience of professional colleagues. I want to also appreciate members who have put this together, as well as you who have turned up to be a part of this event. I wish all of us, on behalf of the lead doyen and chairman of the JMI Council, the entire council members, and all the organs of Joint International, I wish you all a fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my chairman. We thank you for being part of this as usual. And sorry that we are taking you out of your comfort zone at this period of time. Before you join the call, sir, we've been able to analyze the reason for redesign, and we've been able to agree that the color of the Naira note is not really important now than the multiplier effect of the action. Why we like artistic something, why we like something that is colorful and okay, we should overlook this. We also agreed to the fact that governments, when they announce something, even mistakenly, they don't like reversing themselves. Instead of them reversing themselves, they will be using another policy to address it, as we witness in Finance Act over time. We also discussed the fact that people in the villages may not find it easy. And within the space of time, we've also been able to agree that these people that we call villager also understand certain things. They may not be there like some of us. And we also demonstrate the fact that average salary earner may not really, apart from the fact that
yeah, Prof, sorry about that. I've muted everyone, so you can unmute yourself and continue.
Okay, I understand that. So we've also been able to agree that some of these villagers may have money more than those of us in the city. But notwithstanding, if you are a salary earner and you are collecting 300,000 per month, averagely your salary per day is about 15,000 naira, which means it's still below that, except you are seeing monies elsewhere. And it is not expected that all your salary per day, which is 50,000, you want to convert it to cash. You could actually use other payment gateway. Members on this forum have also been complaining about the problem with interconnectivity when it comes to transferring cash in the market, and the marketer will say you have to wait till the money hits the account before you can go. And we also advise that it is not only transfer that is a method of payment. You can use SSD, which is also look like transfer. You can also use contactless. If Nigeria will imbibe the spirit of contactless card, we also say they can use POS. And somebody in that right also say that banks are known for illegal charges. And even right here, we were able to conclude that if only government can regulate very well, that excess charges that we are witnessing per transfer is reduced, it will help this cashless policy. We also now quickly remember that there are some other banks. LGM Samuel Abe will tell you that he uses OPay, and Kudas and the likes are there. I don't know how they make money, but they don't do all these unnecessary charges. Right there, we also pity those people that want to buy things with a lot of money in the village. And how would they cope when they want to buy something and they could not get cash to buy? We also still quickly advise that if you are the type that sell in the village and to the tune of 200,000 and above, there's no reason for you to be carrying cash, because even your villagers can come and rob you. And what we advise is that open bank accounts with any bank of your choice that will not erode your money with unnecessary charges. Then whoever wants to come and buy with you, they know what they want to buy. Let them pay to your bank earlier before they come, if they know what they want to buy. And then you contact your account officer. But people here were also giving us excuse that phone may not go, SMS may not go. I think we were just looking for excuses, which is normal in the society of our nature. But by and large, we want to accept that as professionals, we should not always think the way ordinary people will think in the market. Because if we continue to think the way they are thinking, then you are not needed to advise them. You must think radically, destructively, so that you can be useful. Okay, if I say this policy will work and 100 people say it will not work, then I have 100 people that I will consult for that may probably pay me. Within the last how many days now, I've featured in so many programs.
Sorry, I'm no longer hearing Prof. Is it still on call or am I the only one?
Size it and bring out
It's
how
back
you
now.
can help the system. Thank you so much. My chairman,
Well,
that's the summary of what we have been able to say.
Okay. Thank you very much for bringing me abreast. Well, I think it's an honor that you have done me by going all that route. So, you see, when we have policies like this, I always tell people there are two things involved. You have your personal view as a Nigerian, and you also have a professional view. Okay. No, please, let's have some decorum. Okay. So you have your personal view as a Nigerian and you have a professional view. Because we have freedom of speech and expression, it is easy for members to express their views or personal views. But on a professional level, just like you have stated, we need to be conversant on the fact that government is a continuum. And like you rightly pointed out, even when government make mistake, they don't reverse themselves. So we need to accept it as a policy, learn everything we need to do about it, or we need to know about it, so that we can be of help to our clients and our constituents. Of course, as it is, there is no policy that is 100% positive. There will always be one or two negatives around it. And one of the things that have come up here right now is the joke that you might need to withdraw more than 2 days before you can buy a bag of rice, because it is not all those people that sell the rice or foodstuff that will probably want to rely on your transfers. And of course, like again, the unreliability of our network system is a big challenge to the policy. And also, one person or one group of people that will probably gain much from this policy are the banks, because now everybody is forced to use banking facilities. And I have always said this, as a bank in Nigeria today, you don't really need to render any service. All you need to do is to get people to open accounts, and you charge everybody 25 or 20 naira per month for account maintenance fee. So if you have 1 million customers, that means you are just sitting down pretty and making billions of naira without rendering any service. But those are personal views that are, of course, will be expressed by Nigerians, and they have reasons for it. But like we all have agreed that government is not likely to reverse itself. As professionals, it is now our duty to look into the policy and get to know everything we need, look at all the options that are available so that we can adequately advise our clients. So thank you very much for being my best. And like I said, it's always a pleasure to learn and share ideas and tap from knowledge of people and experiences. So we are here together. Let's continue to have a fruitful discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my chairman, sir. Moderator, over to you. I think I wrote
Thank you. I need to quickly, for the benefit of those that may not know that on this call, introduce the FSP chairman, Bengamidiji, is the chairman of Family Support System Board of Joint Minds International, and is also on the council of ICANN. So you are powerfully welcome, sir. We always appreciate your support. And quickly, you have touched on some of the things that I was going to take Prof on, talking about the vested, interest. We're talking about the people that are going to gain, not really about the public, the banks, the tax authorities, government, and all the likes. I mentioned the other time, there won't be a case of snake swallowing cash again. So we have those benefits. But Prof, I still want to, we need to look at things, get this information. It doesn't mean that we close our eyes to what they are saying from the other side of the divide. And I of course note that you have a degree in law. Is this not a breach of one's fundamental human rights? At least for instance, as an individual, I should be able to take a decision whether I want to keep my money in the bank or in form of cash. Is this not a breach of my financial freedom? Because I need you to look at it from the legal aspect.
Thank you so much. I'm actually not a lawyer. I only hold a degree in law. Okay, but pending the time that I will finalize my call to bar, in Jesus' name, I can confirm to you that Chapter 4 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, is very clear on your rights, and every high court is empowered to hear the case of human rights. Then the chief judge of high court can make some flexible things about that. But look at around section 45 and co. It says that you have the right, but when the right of one individual extinguished, another right commences from there. FSB has the right to moderate all of us as joint mind, but he has given you rights. He has given me right to chair this national accountant's wing of this. So if I am overstepping my band as chairman of CNAG, he has the right to stop me. Stopping me does not mean that he is violating my right of activities. So if you have the right to talk and you now carry microphone to my window and you started shouting, you are infringing on my right as well because of your necessary rights. So that's why you don't bring the issue of rights. If you want to do peaceful protest in my compound, you are infringing on my right already. Because you can walk anyhow on the street, you now want to turn my passage to your exit to another road. It will not be accepted. Okay, so when your right will injure other people, you will be stopped from enjoying such rights. Do you understand? And that's why for every law, there is always an exemption to the rule. So let's not go there at all. If you have rights to your money and you are not spraying money and you are matching it, the law may not allow that. So that's that about the issue of right as it concerns this. So what we are saying is that you have the right to spend your money, but we are saying this is your money. Government prints the money and we use a lot of money to print it, and we don't want to do that again. There's other channels in which you can use to spend this money. If you want to give me money for my naming ceremony or for marrying third wife, transfer it to me. I hope you get it, moderator.
Yes, that's informative. At least we need to say all this so that people can be better informed. So I don't know if Mrs. Aro Lutoyin still has question. Your digital hand is still up.
Yes, so I have a question.
Okay,
yes, please. Thank you so much. When Professor Prof was trying to answer my question, the network stream out of the meeting, please. And Dr. Fawokon was trying to answer the question, but I could not hear her very well. The voice was
ask your question again. Ask your question again. I'm now outside.
I asked, okay, I said, will it affect our BVN or our money if we have more than, let's say, five accounts? I want to withdraw individually. No, it's 20,000 per day and 100,000 per week. So can't I withdraw from all the accounts?
Okay, thank you so much.
Will it affect my money or my BVN?
Oh yeah, now let me answer. Okay. You will recall that. See, I want us to be observant of something. When there is a policy, immediately it's coming out. Please don't sleep that day. Quickly pick it and information that is coming. Let's just quickly. So that was what I did. EFCC, even without notifying them, they started dishing out policy. And one of the things they mistakenly said was that they are watching people that will take a lot of money to bank so that they can arrest them. They are watching how much you will pay to your account. That's for Naira mopping up. But for payment, for withdrawal of 20,000 per day, CBN has been saying it is consolidated in nature. But I know they do not have that technology now. As far as they will not be able to do it now, you can enjoy it while it lasts. But definitely the mind is that you are individual. And I was saying it, why will I carry two phones? I am not carrying two phones because I love GSM operator. It's because of their inefficiency. Why will I have 4 lines? Okay, now this morning, because of this training alone, I have loaded 4 lines. Still, I am not happy. I have to come down in the hotel to car park. We agree with me. I'm in academic in where you use this week. I couldn't get this facility in the room. So that's why we carry multiple phones. Why am I talking about phone? Is because we have multiple accounts. Why do we have multiple accounts? Is it that because the branch of your bank is not closer to you, you want ease of doing so? But as soon as we started internet banking, you will realize that so many of us don't go to banking all again. Then we do transfer. So as time goes on, we may not need multiple accounts again. If NCC, if only we is NAFDAC, ICPC do their work and ensure that nobody is gaining from this unnecessary service disruption, which we can call service failure. So the mind of CBN is that whatever you want to collect in a day is cumulative. They have been saying it, but like I said in one of the fora, that changes to this policy is inevitable. It will come. They will change it. But they want it to be that it's because of agitation of Nigeria that they are modifying the law. They will not say they make mistake. You could see when National Assembly say they should stop. I was laughing because National Assembly made that law. They don't have the rights to use word of mouth to stop them. The only thing they can do is to amend the law. That's how bad it is. So 2 days ago, they've reversed themselves and said they urge. But before they were using Agbara, but now it's not going to work because the man at the end of affair of CBN understand the law, he has studied the law, and is utilizing the law. So please enjoy the multiple withdrawal until CBN is able to consolidate. And you will see if Nigeria is good, we don't need multiple accounts. Thank you. Madam Titi Falcon is also raising her hand.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to share my views about.
Madam Titi, I don't understand where you are that is making your thing look as if you are in the other room.
Doctor, we know they hear you.
Prof, let's just manage that
they hear
way.
you.
Let's just because
I'm not hearing at all.
Look, if you maintain the
They are
problem,
not
we'll
with
hear.
you.
Can you hear me now?
They are not hearing.
We can hear you faintly.
Well, I'm where I used to be. I've not changed where I was. I'm still in the same place, so I don't know why you're not hearing me. Can you hear me now?
Go on.
We can hear you. It's just that people want you to put volume, but we can hear you. And I believe if all of us can maintain decorum, we'll get the point you are trying to make. Yeah.
Thank you. Prof has said quite a lot in terms of we seeing the positivity around this policy. The only area I would want us to see as advisors is in terms of educating our people. Now, people, even when you take cash to the bank, people can then come defraud you and things like that, collect money and tell you they're going to pay for you. And at the end of the day, you don't see the money in your account and the person has disappeared. All this will be out if this policy works. And we just need to, as professionals, come up with some advice, guidance, policy advisory for government to consider, so that as they are reviewing this policy and coming up with an amendment, they are also considering these solutions that we are profiling to all these challenges we've identified. So we don't just have this seminar like that and it goes, but we will now be able to come up with something that adds value to the government, value to the people, and able to address our agitation. I just want to admonish that at the end of this, we should be able to have something that we can put out there to see as the voice of professionals in making this cashless policy to work. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Moderator, over to you.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid one. As professionals, we should
Okay,
be
thank you,
proactive.
Doc.
We should. Hello, this is Aro. You still want to say something?
No, I'm just trying to appreciate her.
Oh, that's
thank you,
great.
Doctor, for welcome.
Okay, so
Okay, thank you.
Prof, like I mentioned somewhere, because I'm taking the course on product management. And one of the things I mentioned while we're looking at a particular product that can tackle the issue of traffic in Lagos is talking about how we can have subsidy for internet data. I remember while having a course, sometimes somebody mentioned something that happened in India. I think it's one of the things that has really assisted them and that is making them to be internet savvy now. Just like we have our Glow, somebody who is well known there, I've forgotten the name, decided to invest in that industry. And the idea is to make data the next oil or the future oil of business, making the data cost to be very cheap. And when you have that, you have a situation whereby there are places I don't need to be physically present before I have a meeting. You just sign on online and you're able to sort out certain things. It will reduce the traffic situation and stuff like that. So I just brought that in. So I think number one thing that the government needs to do in addressing the situation, if they can tackle it from that end about internet connectivity, it will go a long way, especially for the rural areas. Make it something that is like commonplace for everyone to be able to access, even when you now eventually have your mobile phone, smartphone, because most of them don't have smartphones, so that it will be easy for them to even transfer through agents in those remote locations where they're having challenges with internet connectivity. So I just feel I should, drop that. Then, Prof, still on the issue of electronic payment, I will not leave you without asking this question. As a former banker, I have a clearer idea, how things work. Initially, we started with the issue of, the idea of agent banking. We're trying to promote it. I championed it to the extent that I was leaving my base in Ibadan, going to rural areas like Gongona and all the like. But I can confirm to you it didn't work. After a while, we started having these fintech companies coming up, and before you say so much, you are already having them everywhere, and now they are competing with the banks. But even at that, the banks cannot really conveniently compete with these fintech companies. And that's what brought the idea of partnership and all the likes. You see, the banks cannot give you ATM cards. They have to rely on a product manager or product developer to get to, online banking or app to transact and all the likes. So my question is, can we really trust all these partners, all these people handling our data? Now I'm going to be having virtually my information on the internet somehow. We've had situations where some people will leave the banking or just collecting ATM, and the next thing, somebody somewhere has debited. The next thing they will be telling you is from the bank. Whereas it might not even be from the bank, it might be from a partner somewhere that knows how this thing works. How do we manage that? I understand all these are challenges we need to deal with, but then we need to, as professionals, look at it with a view to providing solutions and advising the government, like doctor advice. So I need your thought on this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, distinguished colleagues. The issue about internet fraud, identity theft is not far from your home. It's not far. I've investigated a lot of this, and I've been issue I will tell them is from somebody that is closer to you. And when we want to start our investigation, I will ask them, in your house, who are those people you trusted so much? So, but they say, I know it cannot be you. I said, just give me the list of them. Then when we review CCTV footage, whenever your account is being charged, we realize that more or less like 90% are actually from your close relative. You are too you are too careless to the extent that when you want to buy something in the market, you give your gate man to quickly buy. You give the PIN. And Shebi, you are collecting your ATM back. So that's your mind that there won't be any issue. But these guys are very, 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 very innovative, and they can do and undo. So what we will just need to do is to just be sure that you are more careful when you do your things. There's this thing called customer bankers relationship. If you read it very well, you will know the obligation of the bank and your own duties. You need to familiarize yourself with it. By and large, I am not speaking for CBN or government. I am not even their fan. But I know a lot is being done to curb that, and you will see that the incidence of this is reducing. Tell me that man that is not on the internet, that does not have laptop, that does not have anything. I will show you that man that can never be prey to this kind of fraudulent activities. And then I will also now show you the person that is not living his life in our continent. So if you want to live your life in the continent, if you want to enjoy yourself, you have to be exposed. It's only your ability to ensure that you are careful that will guarantee your sound sleep anytime you have your money anywhere. So most of the identity theft, in a summary, is actually caused by those that we call victim of identity theft. So let's link it with this cashless policy and the likes. I think it will also curb it, because you can no longer now want to defraud me by asking me to withdraw money from bank and you want to go away. It's only when you get money from bank in cash that you can conveniently say you can go scot-free. But this time around, you are to force me to transfer money to you, because each of the bank accounts is with appropriate KYC, which by law supposed to be updated every now and then. Then this issue will be curbed. Some people will say it will curb banditry and the likes. Yes, some shenanigans also has it that people will devise another means of doing it. But before then, we will have been wise enough to also block that. So let's take it one step after the other. Thank you.
Yeah, Prof, thank you very much. I think one other thing that I need to add, but as a nation, I feel we are moving towards that direction. And if policymakers are listening to us, or they will listen to us later, I think it's one of the things that they need to take into consideration. You just mentioned KYC. And I remember telling one of my bosses in those days that banking was not as tough when you are there. And while saying that, I was actually making reference to the issue of KYC. That we have to, for every customer, go and identify where they live, go and make sure that you know their neighbors and other information about them. Very, very tedious aspect of banking. And, you know, it will take you like an hour trying to trace a particular customer space. And if you don't do that, you are taking a risk, you know. So if we have a system just like we have in other developed part of the world, where you have a database that is rich, and just by me submitting my, you know, ID card, valid means of ID, you can, you know, get information, basic information about me, where I work, where I live, and all that. Bankers will not need to even go around, you know, checking anything about where customers live and all the likes. And it will be easy for even government to really say A, B, C about the particular person. Immediately, you know, they get information. But a situation where, especially in some parts of the country, people just move into the country anyhow. You cannot trace them, you cannot, and at the end of the day, they even have access to these are valid means of ID to open an account and all the likes. I think it's an area that government needs to work on, and we need to be deliberate and serious about it. So thank you for your time. Ellen Press, I don't know if you have any other question from your hand, or if there are other questions from the audience, so that we can, you know, draw the curtain. I spoke with the Lidoyen a few minutes ago. I think he also wants to join us. Maybe if he can still meet us. But luckily, we have our ever able FSB chairman here is always there to, back up. We recognize that. So I don't know if there are more questions.
Someone is raising his hand.
Okay.
Please, you have.
Alaji.
Okay, I'd like to please grab the floor.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, please, my questions, all protocol duly and well observed. My name is Kennedy Latista. Please, my question is, as a professional, sir, what advice can we give to government and the so-called, what advice can we give to government and the so-called POS operators that based on their jobs? At least we have been hearing in the news that we have no less than 1.4 POS operators in Nigeria. And we know that before the POS operator can get cash to operate their business, they have to go to the bank. And then when you go to the bank, they can only withdraw 20,000 naira or 100,000 naira. Please, what kind of advice can we give to them, both the government and the POS operators?
Hello, Alaji, if you are hearing me very well, I can confirm to you that, like I said, I don't know whether network threw me out. I said when Emefiele went to Katsina to see president before president traveled recently, he granted interview and he said that he saw some power agents on his way in that village. And I can confirm to you that they are actually working it out. I'm not working in CBN, but you trust us. We can guess for sure. We can guess for sure what happened in the corridor of power and what they will not do. They know this number and they intentionally put this number out there to ensure financial inclusion. And because the financial inclusion is one of the mandates of CBN, they wouldn't want to reduce this financial inclusion capacity. They will give them policy. They will be empowered. And information in the grapevine has it that most of these people you are talking about, they are not just agents. They are powerful agents to the extent that they were being influenced by bankers. So they will not want them to go into extinction. They will not want them to go out of market. Bank also benefit from it. So they will sort it out. And I can confirm to you, it may not really affect them to that much, because by the time policy around it is out, you will see that it is the populace that want to withdraw from them that will be caught up with this 20,000 naira of 18. If they can just account for how they spend the money government give them, it's just like bank. The bank that want to give you money from POS, where will he get money from? It's the same thing as this power agent that we are talking about. Bank will also have cash now, and it will have more than 20,000. It's only that they will not dispense to one individual more than the limit. That is what will happen. I think we should just continue to watch out. And please, as my colleague, please, as professionals, do not be too busy to listen to all this money show when people discuss things that happen in economics, so that when issue are being discussed in future, you will not be saying, is that so? So you now look as if you are not part of the system. That's my advice for us. You will see as times goes on, you will see policy over policy that will be coming out. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Arumire, do you still have anything to add? You need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Are you hearing me now, sir? Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for the time, Prof, Dr. FBI Chairman, and every other council member. Thank you. Before we wrap off, I would just like to encourage us as professionals and also policymakers to please, as accountants, like one time I was discussing with someone and somebody said, the issue we're having in Nigeria is accountants. That we want to go deep into the corruption issue with accountants, because we are the ones teaching them how to go about it, the loopholes, and how to cover it up at the end of the day. As policymakers in our midst, I would let us have this at the back of our mind anytime we have things for people. Like we should have an honest structure on ground for every agency. In Nigeria, we have many agencies that are virtually doing nothing. If they are doing much, the issue of scamming of people will not be discussed if any new policy comes up. Because we have agency that are tracking people, if they are fraudulent, agency that when something happens to your money, you can report to, but they are virtually doing nothing. Number one, because they are ill-equipped. So policymakers in our midst, please, when we have the opportunity, we should try to look onto this agency, how they can better the economy and even the populace at large. Another thing is, I would like to, from the part of what I am here, there is a relationship between the banking sector and the post office. I think from the Apex Bank to the post office, because virtually since the introduction of their cashless policy, the banking system had little or nothing. We've seen branches closing down. So as policymaker, let us please research into it. Why the reintroduction of cash post office? And I think it is for the village people that we are concerned about. That if there is no bank there, the CBN can partner with the post office, which is also a federal government agency, to ensure that the cashless policy is being done very well somehow. I don't know the full details, but I know it's operating here. So these are one of the things I would like to say, but definitely if it can work anywhere, it will work well in Nigeria. It's just for the IT guys to step up on their game and everybody to do well. Nigeria will be better. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, good one, Empress. So at this point, I think is a convenient point for us to draw the curtain. Before I call on the FSB chairman, maybe some form of closing remarks, or if the Prof. Oyedokun still want to say one or two things, I need to quickly appreciate those of you on the call. I can see some names here. Some of them have also contributed today. So, Mrs. Aru, sorry, I quickly want to fish that out. I recognize you. Quite a lot of names here. I can even see some that are not with names. So just pardon me. I just want to say that I recognize everyone on this call. Thank you for your time. And we hope that when next we call upon you for matters of national discussion like this, you will always be around. So over to you, FSB Chairman, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. The chairman of the CNA group, members of the ESCOs, and distinguished members of the Joint Mines International, and participants at this seminar. I want to once again appreciate the organizers.
Is that from my hand?
I think it's from his end.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, Chairman, maybe you just
everyone this training session, idea and knowledge. So once again, I want to appreciate everyone, and on behalf of the lead doyen and the Joint Mines Council Chairman, GM Tobi Abiola, I want to say a very big congratulations to the CNA group for a successful event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, Prof, do you have any other question?
No, it's just to wish us well, and that we should be on the lookout all the time for other policy of government. It's our responsibility to ensure that We are agents of change, agents of education to people, and then from there we will also gain. There's no way we will not gain from the system. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So at this point, we'll draw the curtain. Wish you, best of the rest of the weekend. Thank you, everyone. LL Press, my regards to everyone over there.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.